Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com, is brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. AP Laser, leading the way. And by RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need.
Well, thank you for sticking with us. Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Well, we're checking out the bearing over there, and I just want to show you something we found here at Tech Garage. Pretty cool. This bearing here, well, they didn't change it. It took too long, and what happened is the wheel is actually attached to this. Now think about that. When this comes off, so is your wheel down the road. So make sure you address it before it gets to that point. Now, what happened with ours, you remember at the beginning we had that lug nut that was rounded off? Well, no worries. RockAuto.com, they have a tool for the job. This right here. These are actually lug nut removers for when they're stripped like this. They got a couple different sizes. You just find the one that fits yours. These are kind of reverse threads, so when I'm turning it backwards, it's grabbing on the inside, almost like a bolt extractor. So once it grabs it, you can go ahead, hammer it off, it'll come off, you'll be good to go. Now Josh, ours on the other issue, man, we got a problem here. We snapped one completely off as well. What's our options?
Well, completely broke stud, we can replace the entire hub, or what I like to do is I like to get a big old hammer and beat the stud out.
All right, well, you got a big old hammer. Show us how it's done.
I'm gonna let you hold it.
I gotta hold it here.
Right.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. No, I'm scared.
You should be. You should be scared.
You're gonna hit this, not me, right? All right, let's see if we get out of there.
Get a good tap and go.
All right. Woo, like
First
nothing.
shot.
Look at that. Shot it right across the room. That's fine. You can use a press. You can do it that way, or you can do it with a hammer. They're in there. They're kind of a press fit, but now what do we do?
Now we're going to take the correct stud that we got from RockAuto.com,
Okay.
push it up through here.
All right.
And then you have a special tool that we can use on this.
And that's cool. Yeah, Rock Auto has this special tool. We'll put it up in there, and it has a bearing. A lot of guys just like to put the lug nut on and tighten it up. We're not going to do that. We're going to put that on like that. Now we can go ahead and take our gun and lock it up in there. We'll be good to go.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get these torque specs over to Dave real quick.
You do that. Just make sure you use the proper torque specifications. Use torque sticks or a torque wrench when you put your wheels on, and hand start those lug nuts so you won't have that problem. Speaking of problem, I think they got it about solved.
Ooh, looks like I caught you just in time. I got your torque specs.
Very nice, sir. Yeah, I've got all 3 bolts on the back of the hub. They've been run down all the way, so final torquing here, 96 foot-pounds of torque.
That's it.
Yeah, and then when you get to this drive shaft nut, it's 155.
Ooh, I got to be a man to handle that one.
Yeah, no doubt. Anytime you're torquing anything down, any kind of bolt on your vehicle, you want to make sure you check your service manual. Make sure you get the right torque specs on it. Too much torque on it, you can do some real damage. And if you don't have enough, that's when you have some safety issues. There you go. Some stuff will start coming loose, and that will be a bad day for you.
Speaking of things coming loose, you do not want your axle nut to come loose. In this case, we can replace ours. It's totally fine with that.
And some are made to be replaced.
Right.
You can't reuse them.
Yeah, some of them are disposable. You want to put a brand new one on. We can reuse this one, which is good. Some of the axle nuts are castellated. You have to torque it to a certain spec, back it off. And some of them have a little pinch tab that you have to bend down over to do that. Like you said, mine's 155 foot-pounds, so I'm going to get this started, but that's a lot of weight. So let's go ahead and button everything back up, get the brake pads back on. That way we'll get you in the car, press the brakes. That'll hold it still while I can put some weight on there and get that 155 foot-pounds of torque.
Excellent, yeah, just kind of dummy that on there. And when you're putting the brakes back together, it's just the reverse order of what we've already done. And everything's kind of been broken apart. The rest has been busted off, so this should go back together really, really easily. We'll be right back with more Tech Garage presented by RockAuto.com. And when we come back, we're going to have a little garage ed talking all about front suspension.